Hey team, wanted to make a quick video. I just finished this book. I started it during Week of Learning, and it took me a long time actually to get back into it and to finish it. So I'm glad that I did today. I thought it was interesting. Homeschooling kind of came up. It was one of the inspirations for the Week of Learning. Just continued learning at home in a more casual environment, perhaps beyond primary and secondary school. Just anyone, anytime. But I was curious about this just because I used to want to be an educator. I wanted to be a French teacher. And so I thought it would be interesting to kind of hear more about homeschooling just because I had looked at it previously as as you do. So, just looking at educational alternatives, what kind of standards they anticipate and things like that. So I did read this. I actually found it to be a little bit argumentative. It was very much in areas very kind of propaganda-y. I felt like they just landed on their opinion without backing it up with facts sometimes. I was a little dubious about that. And a lot of times I thought that their assertions were kind of unfair about the traditional schooling environment. They were very anti the traditional school setting, saying that it was politics driven. It wasn't meant to have students find their full potential. It was meant to just be a supplementary thing. And it was it's like brainwashing, and it was meant to institutionalize and create conformity instead of individualistic or individual achievement. There were very negative elements of it. And so I think seeing those, though, it made me think about it more because they made me cross. And I actually took the time this time to look at why they made me so cross. Like, I don't care for that at all. That's unfair. That's not there's no, you didn't back that up, with things like that. So it was nice to actually go in, and I actually took a lot of pictures, and then I wrote my original thoughts based on that when I read this. And so it was thought provoking. One of the things was not reading to your young children. I thought that was very strange. She wasn't advocating for that, but it was suggested as like someone else's educational thought process. And that one I was like, what? Why wouldn't you want to read to your children early? It was interesting to be like, what? But it also makes you think, like, why on earth would this educator think, don't read so soon, don't read early, when do you start in that regard? So it kind of gets you thinking, like, well, that's absurd, but also why? So anyway, it was very interesting to kind of read, to think about. And it was just, there were elements too that were like, it's okay, you can do it, you're good enough. You can also find resources within your community. You can use the same text as the traditional classrooms if you want. And so it was very supportive, but it also allowed for more flexibility in locations and materials that you can use. So I thought that was cool. But I'm glad that I read it. I don't know if I would recommend it, just because I was very cross about the propaganda elements, but they got me talking. Like I said, it got me thinking, and boy, did I have something to say. But I am still, I think I generally advocate for kind of a mixed educational bag. I don't know if you could say that, a mixed educational bag. Like, I feel like a lot of it, you can do some homeschooling, obviously. And I don't like the idea of having people sit in like one environment for 7 hours for 5 days a week for however many years. That did strike me, and I said, yeah, I don't care for that. And but I was kind of leaning towards homeschooling, just like for research purposes. Anyway, I don't have kids, so but I wanted to be an educator. I wanted to be a French teacher. So I was just curious about that as well. So interesting. But with that, let me know your thoughts on such things. I would love to hear them. Thanks so much. Bye.